Space is quiet, but quiet does not mean safe. 3 human cargo ships moved through the dark, slow and heavy, loaded with medicine, food, and tools. Behind them flew one smaller ship, older in design but built with care. This was the escort. Its name was the Alden Watch. This was not a war mission. It was a gift. Earth wanted to join the wider galaxy, and this convoy was proof of good faith. Humanity was new here. Most alien nations had never even met a human in person. All they had were rumors, and rumors are rarely kind. There is a simple idea in psychology called the availability heuristic. It means people judge new things based on the easiest example they can remember, not the full truth. For most aliens, the easiest thing to remember about humans was one word: primitive. Small ships, young species, no real military history among the stars. That was the story in every alien mind, and nobody had bothered to check if it was true. Captain Elias Voss sat in the command chair of the Alden Watch. He was not loud. He did not raise his voice. He watched the sensors the way a careful driver watches an empty road at night, calm but never fully relaxed. "Anything?" asked his second officer. "Nothing yet," Voss said. But space is never really empty. He was right. Far off, hidden behind a drifting asteroid field, 3 raider ships waited. They were not part of any official military. They were hired guns paid by a hidden faction that wanted to test something simple. How would humans react to force? The raider captain, a rough alien named Kresh, laughed as he watched the human convoy on his screen. "Look at this," he said to his crew. "No shields worth mentioning. No real firepower. This will take 5 minutes. There is another psychological idea worth knowing here: overconfidence bias. It is the tendency to believe you are more capable, or your enemy is more helpless than the facts actually show." Kresh was about to learn exactly how expensive that mistake could be. The raiders decloaked. 3 ships appeared like knives cutting out of the dark, engines glowing red, weapons already charging. "Contact," the sensor officer on the Alden Watch shouted. 3 hostile ships, closing fast." Voss did not panic. He simply said, "Positions. Do what we trained for." On the cargo ships, crews moved fast but without fear. This was strange for anyone watching. Most species, when facing a surprise attack, freeze for a moment before reacting. A pattern psychologists call the fight, flight, or freeze response. But this crew had trained for exactly this moment many times in simulations designed by their own military. Training does something powerful to the brain. It replaces panic with muscle memory. When the real danger came, their bodies already knew what to do before fear even had a chance to take over. Kresh's ship fired first. A laser beam cut across space and slammed into the lead cargo ship's shields. Sparks lit up the hull. "Alarms rang. Direct hit," Kresh shouted, grinning. "Told you. Weak." But the Alden Watch was already moving. It was smaller than the raider ships, but built with an unusual design. Narrow, fast, and packed with more power than its size suggested. It turned sharply, engines burning bright, and placed itself directly between the raiders and the cargo ships. "They're shielding the convoy," one raider said, surprised. "That's fast," Voss gave a short order. "Target their engines. Controlled fire only. We are not here to destroy them. We are here to send a message." The Alden Watch fired, not wild, not desperate, but precise. One beam struck a raider ship's engine housing exactly where it was weakest. The ship shuddered, power flickering, drifting off course. What was that?" Kresh's pilot shouted. "Our engine's dead." A second raider ship tried to flank around the convoy from behind. The Alden Watch had already predicted the move. A second precise strike hit that ship's weapons array, disabling its guns completely without destroying the hull. Kresh's confidence cracked. "This is not a cargo escort," he said slowly, almost to himself. "This is a warship pretending to be a cargo escort." His third ship tried to retreat, but it was too late to fully escape. A final warning shot from the Alden Watch crossed just in front of its bow, close enough to be a clear message. "We could have destroyed you, and we chose not to." Kresh's voice shook as he opened a channel. "Abort! Abort! Pull back, now!" The 2 damaged raider ships limped away into the dark, engines sparking, weapons silent. The convoy remained intact. Not one cargo ship crew member was hurt. Aboard the Alden Watch, the crew did not celebrate. Voss simply looked at the retreating ships and said quietly, "Log it. Send the report home." He knew this would not be the last attack. Somewhere, someone had ordered this raid expecting an easy result, and somewhere far away that someone was about to receive very bad news. In the next 10 minutes, 3 raider ships had learned a lesson the hard way. But across 100 alien worlds, one message was about to spread, quietly, then loudly. Do not touch the humans. News travels fast when it is embarrassing. Aboard a hidden command station deep in neutral space, a tall alien figure named Director Malkosh stared at the report on his screen. He read it 3 times as if reading it again might change the words. Convoy attack failed. 2 ships disabled. 1 retreat. 0 human casualties. Malkosh was the one who had ordered the raid. He worked for a faction inside a larger alien coalition that wanted humans kept small, weak, and ignored. His plan had been simple. Send a few raiders, scare the humans, prove they were not worth taking seriously. Instead, his raiders had come home broken. There is a psychological pattern called cognitive dissonance. It happens when new facts do not match old beliefs, and instead of updating the belief, the mind tries to protect it. Malkosh felt this now. His mind wanted to say the attack failed because of luck, not because humans were actually capable. He did not want to admit he had underestimated an entire species. Bring me Kresh, he said coldly. Kresh arrived a few hours later, bruised, tired, and clearly shaken. He stood stiffly in front of Malkosh's desk. Explain, Malkosh said. They were not what we expected, Kresh said. That escort ship, it moved like nothing I've seen, precise, controlled. They didn't panic. They didn't even try to destroy us. They disabled us on purpose like they were holding back. Malkosh's jaw tightened. Holding back. Yes, sir. That single detail bothered Malkosh more than the failure itself. An enemy who panics is predictable. An enemy who fights with full control, even in a surprise attack, is something else entirely. Meanwhile, aboard the Alden Watch, Captain Voss opened a secure channel back to Earth Fleet Command. On the screen appeared Admiral Reyes, a calm, older woman with sharp eyes. Report, she said. Convoy is safe, Voss said. Raiders retreated. No casualties. But Admiral, this is the second attack on an unarmed human convoy this month. Reyes's expression did not change, but her voice grew quieter. The first one was in the Kestrel corridor. Unofficial escort saved that one too. Nobody outside our fleet knows how close it came to disaster. Why hasn't this gone to the Galactic Council yet? Voss asked. It has, Reyes said. Twice. Both times they said there was insufficient evidence or called it a regional pirate issue unrelated to any galactic power. They are not taking us seriously, Captain. Not yet. There is a well-known idea in psychology called the bystander effect. The idea that when many people are responsible for solving a problem, each person feels less personally responsible, so the problem often goes ignored. Something similar was happening across the galaxy. Many alien nations knew humans were being tested and attacked, but because it was not officially their problem, nobody stepped in to stop it. So what do we do? Voss asked. For now, Reyes said, we keep protecting our people quietly. But Earth is preparing something larger. If the Council will not listen to words, we may need to make sure they cannot ignore actions. Voss nodded slowly. He did not like the idea of war. Nobody sane did. But he also understood something simple. Peace only works when both sides respect each other. Right now, half the galaxy did not respect Earth at all. Later that day, the Galactic Council convened in its usual grand chamber, a massive circular hall filled with dozens of alien species, each seated according to their power and history. Malkosh was not a member of the council himself, but his faction had allies inside it, and word of the failed raid had already reached certain ears. Another failed attempt to test the humans, said one council delegate, a tall insectoid being with a dismissive tone. Perhaps it is time someone sent a proper message. Not raiders. A real fleet. Murmurs spread through the chamber. Some delegates agreed immediately, eager to remind this new species of its place. Others stayed quiet, uneasy about escalating a conflict with an unknown opponent. One older delegate, a slow-speaking being known simply as Counselor Thren, raised a concern few wanted to hear. We assume they are weak because they are new, Thren said. But newness is not the same as weakness. We know almost nothing about their true capability. Sending a larger fleet without understanding your enemy is not strength. It is carelessness. The chamber fell into tense debate, but in the end, pride spoke louder than caution. A vote was called. The decision was made. A larger fleet would be sent not to negotiate, but to correct the humans' growing confidence once and for all. Malkosh watched the vote from the shadows of the chamber, a faint, satisfied smile on his face. His plan had failed once. This time, he told himself, it would not fail again. He did not yet understand that Earth had already expected exactly this reaction,